Hey guys, Be Twice here. Today is Monday, July 5th. Hope you guys had a good holiday weekend. We're about to take a look at Elliott wave theory, SPY, and QQQ, so that we can try to make sense of what we might see in the upcoming weeks or through the month of July and possibly even August into um, really the heat of earnings season. When all the big tech names and everybody starts to report. So, with that being said, let's take a look at SPY and where we could be going. It just continues to melt higher and higher and higher. I haven't been trading SPY because I haven't been able to find any meaningful dips where I can see a clear three waves that I'd want to get in on. But basically, what I'm seeing is that we're going to continue extending higher. We're looking for the top of a wave five, which is also what I'm calling this blue wave three that goes back to, I want to say, like September. Or something like that. But with that being said, what I'm seeing is that we're actually going to go up to probably around the 440 range, maybe a little bit below that. From there, we should see a three-wave pullback, maybe get us back to the low 430s, depending on where we top for our wave three. So obviously, right now we're looking for a top for wave three, which could happen at any time if my counting is wrong. But we're looking for the top of this wave three. We'll get a three-wave pullback, and then ultimately I see us having a wave five that's going to take us somewhere to the 450 range. Now, mind you, with that being said, um, if wave three ends early and then four drops down to like the maximum point that it could, like a 50% retracement, that's going to impact our wave five price target. So we'll continue watching this name and look at it over the weeks. But ultimately, what I'm seeing right now is probably a 440 price target, a pullback to low 430s, and then ultimately heading up to 450 before we see our really meaningful drop. The really meaningful drop, I do think, should take us to breaking the our uptrend line, because I do think that we're going to get somewhere between the 417 to 400 range. So that's going to be the next big correction we see, in my opinion. Now, could it be shallow just like all these other corrections? Sure. Like the last correction that we saw, that I saw doing the same thing, it held the uptrend line, and it ended up being like a 14% retracement. The same thing could happen here. I just don't see it. I do think that here, probably sometime in August or maybe even September again, we should see a meaningful drop. But with that being said, we should still continue to see some melting up on SPY. All right, so let's take a look at QQQ. So QQQ, anybody who got in with me last week made some money on Friday, just because I actually did think that we were going to see a dip down to this 353 range, 352 range, and I was calling that a buy spot for an ABC for at least a three swing up. I think I put a video out on either Wednesday or Thursday last week talking about that. I want to say I put it out Wednesday, and then Thursday we had the dip. The dip took us down for our wave two at bottom, which I got in that day, and then we rallied ultimately on Friday, which most people paying attention to the market know that. So I was able to get out of some of my weekly options with a pretty quick gain. So with that being said, where do I think this is going? Um, so we had a wave two bottom back here in June, and we're working on our wave three. Our wave three, I see, could take us somewhere all the way up to 380. Um, I think it's going to keep rallying onward. I think July is going to be a huge month for tech. I think our wave three, our red wave three, is going to take us somewhere up into this 365 range. From there, we should have a pullback down to the low 360s, maybe even a bit lower. And then ultimately from there, we're going to have a huge rally up to 380. So I do think these next couple months in tech are going to be huge, mainly because I think Amazon is about to have a face-ripping rally. I think Apple's going to be going to all-time highs. I think Facebook could go up and test 380 to 400. So because these big tech names that weigh so heavily on QQQ look like they're about to just explode, I do think that this is a better play than the S&P 500 right now. Um, even though both should go up. So from there, once we get to our wave five price target, it's going to be this blue wave three. We're going to have a pullback, and this should be at the exact same time that the S&P 500 is having its meaningful pullback. Um, and ultimately, I think this is going to be going back to the low 360s. It could even go lower. It could go all the way down to a 50% retracement, which could take us somewhere back down to maybe even like the low 350s or something like that. But ultimately, we'll be able to see these price targets for the wave four once we actually find our top up here. So I do like QQQ for trades here these next couple months. Same thing with a lot of other tech names. So hopefully we can get a pretty good rally here this next month. All right, guys, if you like these videos, go ahead and hit like and subscribe.